Alrighty, here we go for round one. And don't forget, if you want to watch more sweet magic, sweet magic, check out the SCG YouTube page. Alright, this looks like a good hand. So we're going to go ahead and keep. And so turn one, we could basically do all three of these things. Well, basically do any of these three things, not all three of them. I think top makes the most sense though. Just developing top. I mean, keeping up Spell Pierce is a little bit too ambitious, I would say, when we have so much to do. Alright, so Preordain from our opponent and Island could still be any of number of things. So one bottom, one top. So I want to find another blue source is the plan. Ideally, I would just naturally draw it and then be able to counterbalance. So I think I'm gonna go for that, because even if I miss on a blue source, then I can ponder to find one. Alright, so did find a Scalding Tarn. So I think I am gonna counterbalance now. It would be nice to play it with Spell Pierce backup, but that seems like it's gonna take too much time. And doing this now, I mean, if our opponent is playing Daze, it's kind of annoying, but it does set them back pretty far. And Force of Will is also fine, which is what our opponent has. Alright, so ponder. It appears we're playing the mirror. So opponent's gonna ponder, and then, I mean, ideally we find another counterbalance, but that is a little too much to ask. I think I'm just gonna draw again. Alright, so no on that. And this is nice because it leaves up Ponder and Spell Pierce. So I'm gonna Ponder now. Alright, Jace and land is pretty good. So I'll go ahead and keep this. Alright, so now we have Spell Pierce. We can top again and potentially play Jace pretty soon. Alright, show and tell. That is also a thing. Alright, let's look at our top three. And so I mean, we're just gonna cast Jace since we don't really have any other option here. Alright. And we know the coast is basically clear, so we'll be able to set up Entreat or Terminus. Well, both of them. Or actually, we should do it like this. It'd actually be nice if we had left ourselves a white source, because then we could put a land into play and terminus immediately. Alright, so we'll leave retreat on top, because that way, if our opponent does nothing, we can retreat without having to change our top cards. And if they do put in like an Emrakul, then we can put terminus back on top. Alright, so cannot stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Alright, omniscience. Cool card. Alright. And we're dead. Good times had by all. So yeah, if we had actually left ourselves like a white source on the top of our library, we could have potentially still won this game. Alright, attacking Jace. I mean, we're still gonna fight for our right to party. Wait. Can we undo? No. We cannot undo what is done. Why can't you undo? It's so dumb. Alright, so we would have terminused, sacked everything, terminused, and then predicted away our retreat. I mean, if our opponent ever draws anything, they win the game, so that's kind of ambitious. Alright. Alright, so Containment Priest is going to be good here. Wear Tear can do things. Council's Judgment can also do things. Terminus is fine against Emrakul, but not against Gristlebrand. So we have all our disruption, all our card draw. Let's just go with Mentor. Okay. Seems like a good hand. Capable of stopping everything and anything. Everything and anything. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this immediately and start denying him draws. See if it disrupt them enough at the very beginning that we don't even have to play a real game. Alright, so predict, force of will, tundra. It's pretty good. So we'll take the predict and then draw the tundra so we can correctly predict next turn on our force of will. Otherwise we would have to sack a land. And now even if we need to use this, we can force of will with another thing back up. And things are good. Things are good. Things are good. Things are good. Alright, so we want to flusterstorm that. So we'll go ahead and flusterstorm, which is going to be tricky to disrupt. Alright, so success, and we still have backup. Alright, spell pierce is fine. We are predicting blind. Can potentially predict just to mess up his ponder. Choose to shuffle, so that is not relevant. So do I want to blind predict? I think I do. So name island, since that's pretty much the most likely to hit blind, and we hit blind pretty good. Alright, and this is also pretty good. Counterbalance with Brainstorm, Power Blast, Spell Pierce, Force of Will. Not too shabby. Okay, Brainstorm is fine. Alright, so counterbalance online. That is going to make it hard for our opponent to win. Sneak attack. The sneakest of attacks. Alright, so we could start by revealing. We have 2 Jaces, are your only hits, so that's not even that helpful. I think we start by force of willing with this on the stack in case we brainstorm into a Jace later. Alright. Alright, force of will, successful, and we won't use this just to keep it a secret from our opponent, since we have brainstorm anyways, and 2 brainstorms. Alright, so pass back, play the waiting game. Another sneak attack would be a problem. I mean, we have a reasonable shot at hitting a Jace. So I could brainstorm now. Try and find a top. I think I'll wait though. Okay. So I'm not sure what the rules are for this right now because they just changed or they're going to change very soon. Lovely. Lovely. Should probably brainstorm now. Alright, force of will, counterbalance. 2 lands. Alright, so we want to shuffle away probably. I mean, force of will needs fodder, so maybe keep the counterbalance. Shuffle away the lands. Alright, surgical seems good. Probably just hit sneak attack. That is the scariest with Emrakul. Alright. Gristlebrand, Omniscience. Omniscience. So this hand is terrible. Get to see what our opponent is playing. So just a bunch of disruption dudes, nothing all that interesting. All right. Okay. Should have kept what was in our, or looked at what was in our opponent's hand better. I'm not sure if they can actually beat this. Or does Omniscience? I guess Omniscience probably casts it. Okay. The clock is real. Tis a real clock. Alright, ponder, hit a tap. We're just gonna cast it. I assume this will get spell pierced and we'll pay for it. Okay. Or not. Just take out Lotus Petal, because that'll slow him down a whole turn. Casting Omniscience. And keep our Brainstorm, Sack Land, Smack of the Face. Alright, here's the big moment of truth. We've all been waiting for. 10 drops? 10 drops? Anybody got 10 drops? Alright, so this yeah, this casts it, so alright. So we want to be able to force. So I think I'll just draw Brainstorm. And then so I'll force the Omniscience and then be able to Brainstorm to hopefully find us more answers. Alright, the Scalding Tarn isn't helpful if Ancient Tomb gets tapped. Alright, so we go ahead and force. And now force isn't helpful for our opponent either, so yeah. Yeah. Just hard casting Omniscience. Wear Terror doesn't seem that great. I assume it still works well with Counterbalance right now, though. Although maybe not. Okay. This hand's fine. I mean, it's not great. Predictorino. Alright. I'm just gonna leave up Pyroblast, Brainstorm. I don't really want to tap out turn 1 for top, and then die. Okay. Okay. I mean, Tear is actually pretty good too for destroying, what you call it? Do I want to Brainstorm? I think I do, just because I feel like I'm constrained enough on mana, and it sets up for Predict. Alright, we have counterbalance and top, if we can survive that long. Unfortunately, in terms of survival, we only have Pyroblast saving us. So, what's the plan? Alright, so I want to play Sackland, leave up Brainstorm and Pyroblast just as a way to dig for Force of Will if we absolutely need to this next turn, which we very well might actually need to. So I guess I'll leave Island as our... Well, I guess I'm not predicting then, so it doesn't matter in terms of predict. Although, yeah, I'll just get rid of Island. Alright. Okay. Ye old show and tell. Okay. Pyroblast. Fluster Storm. Fluster Storm. Okay, so that happens. Pyroblast getting countered, so we need to Brainstorm into Relevance. Brainstorm into Relevance. We might just be drawing dead. Okay, Surgical and Force and Pyroblast, so pretty good, all things considered. Is there anything we can do with Surgical? Not really. I mean, we can see our opponent's hand and know if we're gonna die. So, what are we putting on top? Probably like wear tear, counterbalance. New. Alright. Alright, so that actually worked. Worked. Alright, so play that, have wear tear on top, which maybe good at countering 1s and 2s, or possibly 3s. Leave up Pyroblast, Surgical, Show and Tell. Actually, I should have done this first, since I'm not gonna wait until upkeep anyways. Alright, hit another Show and Tell. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so here is most of the stuff. Alright, so Pyroblast we maybe have protection from. The question is, do we just get rid of the... Yeah, we probably just... The issue here is if our opponent on draw step Pyroblasts us, Pyroblasts are counterbalance after we draw Wear and Tear. We are basically blind flipping, but we could otherwise lose to a top deck sneak attack if we want to cast top this turn, shuffling. Let's get that Show and Tell too. So do we want to open up ourselves to a top deck sneak attack? Wait, we can't actually stop sneak attack anyways. So yeah, we'll just play top then. Since Wear and Tear is essentially useless at this point of the game anyways, so we don't really want it in our hands. Alright, no sneak attack for the win, possibly? For the probable win? Probable win. Actual win. Alright, yeah. Got him. Victory.